You're not even getting paid.
He ain't even made no millions.
What up, y'all? Today we're gonna be looking at a video of some very daring cave divers. I like to watch these videos a lot because it's something I know I can never do, and this is the only way we could witness this. I'm claustrophobic. I don't like tight spaces, so you'll never catch me in a cave. I did go mountain climbing before, but cave diving, I can never do it. So today we're gonna look at 6 terrifying cave moments caught on camera. All right, Chezo. So let's get into it.
A YouTuber named Alex from the channel Cantrell Caving is known for exploring some of the most dangerous, narrow, and unpredictable cave systems in the world. But this time, his passion nearly cost him his life. On November 3rd, 2023,
Look at this dude, man. Already. Already. You'll never catch me in anything like this. This is insane.
a group of 5 young men, including Alex and his close friend Jacob, set out to explore a cave they had never been in before. The plan was simple: follow the rope, reach the end, and document the journey. But nothing ever goes exactly as planned underground. At first, everything seemed fine. Headlamps on, boots laced, spirits high. They moved deeper inside, unaware that the conditions had already changed, and fast.
Do it.
This is insane.
Not long into their descent, they found themselves battling rising water. The cave's narrow passages were partially flooded, making every step harder and far more.
Would y'all do this? Look at where they are. They're in the birth canal of Satan. Would y'all do this? Would y'all actually go in here? If you would do this, or you have done it, definitely put that in the comments. I'm trying to see. Is this just something people do?
Dangerous. The air was heavy with moisture, and the rocks were slick. Every step forward took them deeper, both into the cave and into the unknown.
What happens if you pee in a wetsuit? Just asking for.
It just stays.
I'm asking for a friend.
It just stays.
Yeah, what's
Last minute emergency heat source.
They were still laughing, talking about reaching the end of the tunnel, but beneath the surface, tension was starting to build. Jacob, who had scouted part of the route ahead, tried to warn them. Some sections are completely underwater. You'll have to duck your head just to get through. There's no way to breathe in parts of it.
You're going sideways. Go left. Go left.
Look at how he has to squeeze through this mug, and the water's up to his chin. And everybody in there's all talking and whatnot. I'd be over there like, oh, we're gonna run out of oxygen. Everybody shut up. Oh, we gotta get out. Get back. I'll be in there freaking out. My claustrophobia would take a hold of me.
Edward, go right. Go right. Okay, gotcha.
Still, the group pushed forward, following the rope and hoping nothing would go wrong. But as they went deeper into the flooded tunnel, fear began to show on Alex's face. His confidence faded. His movements grew tense and frantic. The water level kept rising until it filled his ears, and the only way to breathe was to tilt his head straight up toward the ceiling. The deeper he crawled, the more unstable he became, until suddenly, everything went wrong.
You going, Jacob? Oh, he just bailed. No.
Dude came out of nowhere from the back like a wild shark or something.
You're good.
Yup.
Oh my God.
See, buddy's freaking out.
We'll back it out.
One of Alex's friends panicked. Struggling to breathe, he grabbed onto Alex in desperation, nearly dragging them both underwater. Cold, water, darkness, claustrophobia. In a cave.
Came out like an assassin. That looked like, when the shark fin, you see it swimming above the surface. That's what that dude looked like. He, No way, that would probably be me. In a cave like this, I'm good at keeping my composure in most situations, but that's a lot. That's why you ain't never gonna find me in one of these.
Panic is your worst enemy. Despite the chaos, they somehow managed to keep their heads above water. Inch by inch, they they pulled themselves back toward the light. By the time they reached an open space, both Alex and his friend were scraped, bruised, and completely exhausted. It could have ended very differently. They were lucky to survive. This man was exploring a cave when he reached a dangerously narrow
Oh,
passage.
heck no. Look at this dude. And like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And I know he didn't. It's not like he's getting super paid to do this. Nobody's paying him to do this. He might get some YouTube money, but really nobody's paying him to do this. Bro, you're not even getting paid.
He ain't even made no millions.
And you find yourself here in this spot.
Determined to push forward, he squeezed himself into the tight gap and nearly became stuck. The video was uploaded to YouTube on January 10th, 2022, under the title, Smothered in a Claustrophobic Cave. The man behind the channel, Caveman Hikes, has posted dozens of similar videos, where he successfully escapes caves after long...
No! This is like, what is it, the second layer of hell in Dante's Inferno? Oh, you just stuck in ground. Can't move, can't stretch. Look at the awe and pain and agony in his face. Why? I can't even, like, if I had to lay in a coffin for a few hours, I couldn't do it. I probably wouldn't even be able to make it, I'd say 30 minutes. I can't. I am claustrophobic. I can't do it.
Risky explorations. But in this video, things look far more tense.
But so far I haven't felt like that squeeze. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the light with me.
I haven't felt that squeeze. Look at him.
If I go Superman style, I can certainly get through, but then my clothes are going to bunch up, and it'll look cool on camera, but very uncomfortable bunching clothes up and backing up at the same time. So one of the nice things about these is you can use your feet for leverage, and you can't see that, but I take my feet and I pinch it up against the ceiling, and then I use that to leverage myself backwards. So I'm leveraging myself through here. And I fit okay. It didn't look like I was gonna, but I'm pretty much... I just have a hard time leveraging myself to move myself over this knuckle. But it's gonna be a little lossy here.
For a while, he keeps trying to push deeper into the cave, but eventually realizes he's almost completely trapped.
This is making me uncomfortable.
A decent view
And I'm in the crib.
what's going on in my little gumdrop's life here. I'll bring you closer. There we go. So it's all about leverage, and I don't know where my feet are here, but I'm working my way through here as I can. I can't turn and see. You see, this is the problem with the clothes bunching up. My knee pad's caught. Okay.
At that moment, he decides not to risk it any further and begins carefully backing out the way he came. Fortunately, he manages to escape without any injuries. This story comes from the YouTube channel Action Adventure Twins, run by two brothers, James and Edward. Since early 2020, they've been exploring dangerous and extremely tight cave systems, documenting their underground adventures. But in March 2021, one of their expeditions brought them terrifyingly close to death. They decided to explore the well-known Pettyjohn Cave in Georgia. By that time, they had already visited several sections of this sprawling maze-like cave system, even discovering an underground waterfall during one of their previous trips. They felt confident
That waterfall did look pretty beautiful. That would be cool to see, but to get there is not worth it.
enough to take on the challenges of this underground labyrinth. However, this time, their goal was one of the most difficult sections of the cave, appropriately named the Nervous Breakdown.
This one's tight.
Look all slimy in there.
A title that perfectly describes the mental state of anyone attempting to pass through it. The beginning of the trip went smoothly. The brothers squeezed through a narrow entrance and reached the first open chamber of the cave. But soon, the passages began to narrow again.
Like, this looks like all this stuff can just fall at any moment. Because it's all, I highly doubt it was like carved out by man or whatever. Like, it's made for this. This is just a naturally forming foundation. That joint can fall at any moment. And then, boom, you're either stuck or you're instantly dead. Neither one is worth even doing this or seeing what's in there. Send a robot in there or something if you want to see it.
Forcing them to crawl through tighter and tighter spaces. After about 25 minutes of crawling, they faced their first serious obstacle. A muddy chamber with a deep, narrow pit in the middle that had to be carefully skirted along the edge. One wrong move would mean falling into a tight shaft with almost zero chance of climbing back out. The slippery walls and lack of solid footing would make it nearly impossible to pull someone out. After safely passing this dangerous area...
What if you slip? That looks like it goes directly into the pits of Hades. What if you slip? Then what do you do? What's Edward gonna do for you then?
They finally reached the entrance to the infamous nervous breakdown. To their frustration, part of the surrounding area had collapsed, making it much harder to find a safe route forward. Rocks were scattered everywhere. Narrow drops surrounded them, and pitch-black darkness filled the space. After a long search, Edward eventually located an entrance and decided to go down, leaving his brother above as a backup in case something went wrong. He had no idea that this decision would become one of the biggest mistakes of his life. After descending a bit deeper, Edward tried to contact his brother, but there was no response.
I found a rope. I don't hear James anymore.
Heck no.
He suddenly found himself in a nightmare scenario, lost in an unknown part of the cave with no way to communicate. At first, he tried to stay calm and continued moving, still hoping he would meet James somewhere ahead.
Just think about how little sound travels inside of these places. They have to be like directly within an opening from you to even hear what you're saying. So you can scream out there, ah, James, James, all you want. He's not going to hear you. You hear nothing but silence. And then what if your headlight goes out? Or headlamp? What if that happens? Now you're stuck, trapped in a cave, a soundless cave in pitch black darkness. And even with the lamp, you don't even know which way you came in through. You just in there. You just go see a mountain and just be like, oh, there's a dude stuck like right up in there in the rocks. No way. These people are nuts.
But after 30 minutes of searching and calling out with no answer, the reality of the situation began to sink in. He knew that panic was the worst possible reaction, but anxiety was slowly taking over. After countless failed attempts to locate his brother, Edward decided to retrace his steps, only to realize how difficult that would be.
James!
Nothing.
James! It's been like 30 minutes since I last saw him. I don't even know where I'm at. I tried to go back to the last place I saw him, and everything just looks the same. It's just a jumble maze.
Every direction looked exactly the same in the dim light of his headlamp. Narrow tunnels and uneven rock walls offered no landmarks to help him remember where he had come from. With every step, the situation became more desperate. A single wrong choice could leave him wedged in a passage too tight to escape.
You know what I think I would do if I found myself in this situation? I would, as I proceed within the caves, I would make sure to bring a like some sort of marker or chalk with me. And as I'm going forward in the caves, periodically I would just write an arrow on the wall showing the direction that I went. And then if I need to turn around, I'll just be like, okay, every arrow I see, I'm going to go the opposite of that direction. Something like that. Some sort of markers to at least know where I am inside of this hellhole.
Or worse, he could fall into a hidden
Y'all think that would work?
Even without physical injury, it would be easy to wander in circles until exhaustion took over. The recording, which began with excitement as he entered the nervous breakdown, could have ended as a tragic documentation of his final moments. After what felt like endless wandering in circles, Edward finally spotted a small but familiar detail, a piece of marker tape he had noticed earlier on his way down.
Oh, okay, so they were doing that.
He was finally able to find his way back.
James! Oh,
Oh, you know, his heart
You're
just
over here?
dropped.
oh,
Oh my gosh, James.
this place is a maze, man.
Oh, hey, I see your light.
Dude, I thought we were never gonna see each other.
Dude, I know.
After reuniting, the brothers stayed together for the rest of the expedition and eventually made it safely out of the cave without serious injuries. This experience didn't stop them from exploring caves. They continue to upload videos to their YouTube channel, but now they do so with far more caution and much better preparation.
Sand almost looks fake.
The following story took place in January 2014, when a group of cave explorers set out to conquer Lost John's Cave in Lancashire, England. This impressive cave system stretches for about 3 miles, with known depths reaching around 700 feet. Most of the team had years of caving experience behind them, and, like many seasoned explorers, they were confident in their abilities. They carefully prepared for the expedition, studying maps, planning their route, and packing the necessary gear. But in the world of caving, there is a brutal truth. When something goes wrong, no amount of planning can guarantee safety. Even the most experienced explorers can find themselves in life-threatening situations. That is exactly
No. Like y'all remember those like Chuck E. Cheese slides, the little tube slides? I had a problem with those when I was little. Like if I'm climbing through it and I try to turn around, I would get stuck. Because I guess at that time I was already too big to be turning around in them things. And that messed me up. That might be why I'm claustrophobic to this day. Because I started freaking out one day when I was a little kid. Eventually I got out, but it was just like, no, I'm gonna be stuck in here forever. I'm about to die. But this right here, look at this. This man asked for this. He's in here willingly. Oops.
what happened to one member of the group, Bob Johnson.
Nah,
At first,
Bob.
the expedition went smoothly. The team moved deeper into the cave, using their equipment to overcome each obstacle. But everything changed when they reached a section known as the Tube, an extremely narrow passage that required crawling forward on their stomachs.
And
To
water
make matters
too?
worse,
Nah,
part of
nah,
the
I'm
passage
straight.
was filled with water, making visibility and breathing even more difficult. Despite the dangerous conditions, the group decided to continue. The thinnest member went first and managed to squeeze through. Bob Johnson went next, and he was far less fortunate. At first he made steady progress through the tube, but soon he began to struggle, even in the slightly wider sections. Somehow he reached the narrowest part of the passage, and that's where his luck ran out.
Ooh, nah, no way. Not with the water too. Even if I wasn't him and I was like the dude that we're seeing the angle from, I would still be scared, because if Bob is stuck in that hole and water is rushing up to him basically being a plug for the hole is going to make the water rise up within where we are too. So we're going to have to get this man out of here. Oh, no.
Became completely wedged from the waist down, and every attempt to free himself only made things worse. Being stuck in such a tight space is already horrifying. The feeling of solid rock squeezing your body, the walls closing in, you can't move, you can barely breathe, and panic begins to creep in. For Bob, the nightmare was just beginning. On top of being trapped, he now had to face a far more terrifying threat: rising water. Water makes any caving trip infinitely more dangerous. In a dry cave, even if you get stuck, at least you have time to think, time to plan. But when water starts rising, the situation becomes deadly within minutes. Imagine freezing water slowly climbing up your body while you are trapped in solid rock, unable to move. The terror is indescribable. Bob knew he had only a short time before drowning became a real possibility, and he fought desperately to free himself. But the water soaked through his clothing, making him heavier, and his escape attempts even more hopeless.
This man should
Just
not
when
be
the
in here.
situation seemed completely hopeless, one of the team members had an idea. The idea that would ultimately save Bob's life.
This? Yeah, it looks tight. Surely I get it. Pull in! Pull in!
Instead of trying to push him forward, the team members behind him began carefully pulling him back the way he came, and it worked. Bob was finally freed, though his ordeal was far from over. Later, he shared in the comments that he and the 2 teammates who rescued him had to crawl for another 3 hours to escape the cave through an alternative
3
route.
hours. 3 hours. I wouldn't last 10 minutes in here. It took him 3 hours after almost drowning and dying. Y'all really be searching for that adrenaline rush.
This incident left such a deep psychological scar that even today, Bob says he can't watch the footage from that day without experiencing severe anxiety. This unsettling video was filmed by Jacob, an experienced explorer obsessed with uncovering the secrets of abandoned mines. For nearly 20 years, he had descended into forgotten tunnels, documenting his journeys and sharing the hidden history of these places with his viewers. But this time was different. This time he encountered something he would never forget. On the cold, rainy evening of December 5th, 2017, Jacob drove down a dark, deserted road toward another abandoned mine, unaware of what awaited him underground.
Why are you going here at night? Why?
Okay, that's the portal to the Waldeck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove kind of, but anyway, you come down this little incline path and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out. Let's get in here.
At first, everything seemed normal, almost calm. But the deeper he ventured, the stronger a strange feeling of unease grew inside him as he passed beneath rotting wooden beams, barely holding back the crushing weight of the earth. After more than 15 minutes of walking, something strange appeared on camera.
We're going to take this branching tunnel that we skipped on the way in. I'm assuming that X means a dead end or somebody died.
Wait, what?
A faint flash of light deep in the tunnel, like a distant flashlight beam, though Jacob didn't notice it at the time.
Interesting. So there's ghosts in this cave. Or do y'all think that could be like how some cameras will, like something with the lens can, I don't know, because there would have to be light for it to really do that. I don't know. Nah, we gonna have to get about that cave, bro.
Moments later, disturbing sounds began to echo through the tunnel. Soft, whisper-like noises coming from somewhere just out of sight.
Down there with the mole people.
Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that?
Oh, heck no. I can kind of hear that. Hey, put some headphones on if you don't got them on already. Listen to that. I can hear that through the headphones. Oh, no.
It stopped.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me hear it. Let me hear it again.
Do you hear that?
This man is getting cursed.
It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is.
This has got to be fake. There's no way. There's no way. That's got to be fake. That's got to be fake. That literally sounds like a horror movie. And they, nah, that's gotta be fake. That's gotta be fake. There ain't no way that happened.
That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
Yeah, smart man,
And,
smart man.
Head back out to the portal.
I'm getting little.
That was weird. I think I keep hearing something. That was strange. I hear the air blowing here. Wow. I'm getting out of here and
This man stumbled upon a
really
gateway to
let it go
hell.
slow.
Dude.
I'm getting out of here and heading home.
Uneasy, Jacob
Yes.
turned back toward the entrance, but on his way out, he noticed another tunnel he had missed before, and cautiously decided to investigate.
Looking down the tunnel here.
Look at this. This is a horror movie. This is a horror movie. No. Nope. And
I
why?
don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
I was looking at the chain on the left at first. The one on the
You
right
can see
going
that
even
in the video
crazier.
Inside, steel chains hung from the ceiling, ordinary at first glance, until he saw one of them slowly swaying back and forth, as if someone had just touched it. That was enough for Jacob. Realizing he was not alone, he immediately left the mine and never looked back. To this day, he still has no explanation for what happened in that tunnel. It remains an unsolved mystery.
Down there with the mole people.
This unsettling 30-minute video was filmed by a man named Daniel, who entered a cave with two of his friends despite having no proper caving experience or equipment. Only a few minutes after going underground, they got lost, as anyone would expect. While searching for a way out, Daniel discovered a small chamber crawling with massive spiders.
Nope. Nope. I don't rock with spiders.
I'm not scared of spiders, but there's a shitload of them. Okay, spiders, don't touch me and I won't touch you.
And to make things even worse, one of his friends nearly became stuck between the cave walls. At first, the group tried to stay calm and act as if everything was under control. But as the video goes on, the tension rises and panic slowly begins to take over. Fortunately, after a terrifying struggle in the darkness, all three of them eventually managed to find their way out unharmed.
I know I'm not claustrophobic, but I am now. And especially just fucking like the spiders. It gets into the back of your mind.
I couldn't do any of those. I couldn't do any of those. Heck no, not even trying. Not even starting an attempt. Not even starting an attempt. Man, that gave me the heebie-jeebies. And I'm sitting in open space right now. I can't do it. But yeah, that's the video, y'all. You know, any beats you hear in this video, they're by me. Go grab some beats if you're an artist. Let's work. And hit me with a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot on the channel. It really, really does. And with that, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Stay blessed. Love for all. Peace.